Next matchup, Rangers, Twins, 8-10 Minnesota. The Twins are minus 175, totals at 10. We saw a 15-cent fade of Minnesota and movement downward on the total. The Twins open $1.90 down to minus 175. Total open 10.5 down to 10 flat. 59% are leaning Twins, 65% shaded toward the over. Right now, Texas is plus 155 on the money line. The Twins minus $1.05 on the run line. We have Adrian Sampson on the bump for Texas. Mike Pineda for the Twins. Pineda's 5-4 with a 1.19 whip. Meanwhile, Sampson on the other side comes into this game with a 4.16 ERA and a 1.36 whip. Now, Texas is third in the AL West. They're 8 games behind Houston. They also rank dead last in striking out in Major League Baseball. They're also 26th in hits allowed. Now, the Twins on the other side, they're second in scoring, second in hits, first in the AL Central at 54-32 on the year. They're also 6 games ahead of the Cleveland Indians in the AL Central Division. Now, total-wise, Texas is 32-24 to the under, taking on teams allowing more than 4.2 runs per contest. Give me the Twins minus 175 and the under 10 runs in that game. Next matchup, Angels, Astros, 8-10 Houston. The Astros are the $2 favorite, totals at 9. We saw a nickel move toward Houston and movement downward on the total. The Astros open $1.95 up to minus 200. Total open 9.5 down to 9 flat. 71% are leaning Astros, 55% shaded toward the under. Right now, the Angels are plus 185 on the money line. Houston minus $1.15 on the run line. We have Noe Ramirez for the Angels, Justin Verlander for the Astros. Verlander's 10-3 with a 2.86 ERA and an 0.79 whip. He also has 149 strikeouts thus far on the year. Houston is first in the AL West. They are 23 games over 500 at 55-32 overall for the year. They're 7.5 games ahead of Oakland in that division. Houston's 31-13 at home, 7-2 in their last 9 at any location, and first in hits allowed. The Angels on the other side are fourth in the AL West. They're 11.5 games behind Houston, and they've also lost their last 7 straight, taking on Houston. The Angels are 22nd in walks allowed, 20th in striking batters out on the road. And when it comes to the total, the Angels are 67% to the over, taking on teams allowing 3.9 to 4.2 runs per contest. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean Houston minus 1.5 and the over 9 runs in that game. Next matchup, Rockies, Diamondbacks, 9-10 Arizona. The D-backs are minus 180, totals 8.5. We saw a 15-cent fade of the Diamondbacks and movement downward on the total. Arizona open $1.95 down to minus 180. Total open 9 down to 8.5. 62% are leaning Arizona, 67% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Rockies are plus 160 on the money line. Arizona plus $1.05 on the run line. We have Antonio Senzatella for the Rockies, Zach Greinke for the Diamondbacks. Greinke's 9-3 with a 2.90 ERA and an 0.94 whip. Meanwhile, on the other side for the Rockies, Senzatella's coming into this game with a 4.83 ERA and a 1.62 whip. Now, Colorado is 14.5 games back of first place in the NL West. They've also won just 20 out of 43 games away from home. Colorado ranks 29th in striking out on the road, which is second to last in Major League Baseball in that category there. They are also 29th in road hits on average per game, which is also second to last in Major League Baseball in that category there. Now, Arizona on the other side, they are 9th in scoring, 5th in hits, 12-6 when Greinke makes the start. They're also winning 73% of their games following a day off. Now, total-wise, Arizona's 23-16 to the under at home. Give me Zach Greinke minus 180 in the under, 8.5 in that game. Next matchup, Athletics, Mariners, 10-10 Seattle. The A's are minus 140, totals 9.5. We saw a 20-cent move toward Oakland and movement upward on the total. The A's open 120 up to 140. Total open 9 up to 9.5. 69% are leaning Oakland, 72% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Mariners are plus 130 on the money line. Oakland minus $1.05 on the run line. We have Brett Anderson for the A's, Yusei Kikuchi for the Mariners. Kikuchi's just 4-5 with a 5.12 ERA and a 1.51 whip. Brett Anderson for the A's, 8-5 on the year, 3.92 ERA. Seattle is dead last in the AL West. They're 38-53 overall for the year. They're 19 games back of Houston. Seattle's also won just 18 out of 45 games at home this year. They've dropped 6 out of their last 7 at any location. Now, Oakland on the other side, winners in 5 out of their last 6 games. They're also 7-1 in their last 8 when traveling. They're second in the AL West, 7.5 games behind of Houston. Oakland also ranks 3rd in road scoring, 6th in runs allowed. When it comes to the total, Seattle's 16-2 to the over. When Kikuchi makes the start, they're also 72% to the over, taking on teams allowing more than 4.2 runs per contest. Meanwhile, the Athletics are 62% to the over, taking on teams allowing more than 4.2 runs per contest themselves. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean Oakland A's minus 140 in the over. 9.5 in that game. Next matchup, Padres, Dodgers, 10-10 Los Angeles. The Dodgers are minus 200, totals 8.5. We saw a 15-cent fade of Los Angeles and movement downward on the total. LA opened 215, down to minus 200. Total open 9, down to 8.5. 72% are leaning Dodgers, 62% shaded toward the over. Right now the Padres are plus 170 on the money line. Dodgers minus $1.10 on the run line. We have Eric Lauer for the Padres, Clayton Kershaw for the Dodgers. Kershaw is 7-2 with a 3.23 ERA and a 1.07 WHIP. Lauer on the other side for the Padres is just 5-7 on the year, 4.22 ERA and just a 1.34 WHIP. The Padres rank 4th in the NL West. 3 games under 500. They're just 42-45 on the year, and they are 17 games back of the Dodgers. San Diego is also 27th in striking out on the road, 29th in runs allowed on the road, which is second to last in Major League Baseball. They're currently on a 5-game losing streak. The Dodgers are first in the NL West. They are 14.5 games ahead of Colorado. They're also unbeatable at home. The Dodgers are 37-9 at home this year. Now, total-wise, the Padres are 63% to the over on the road, 20-11 to the over when the line was 8 to 8.5. Meanwhile, the Dodgers are 65% to the over, taking on teams between 460 and 540. So give me the Dodgers minus 1.5 and the over 8.5 in that game. Next and final matchup for the show, it is going to be Cardinals-Giants, 10-15, San Francisco. Good old-fashioned flip of the lines in this one. San Fran's minus 110, totals 8.5. But they were not favored when this one opened up. They were actually plus 125 when this one opened up. And since then, we saw a 35-cent move toward the Giants. We also saw movement upward on the total. So once again, the Giants open plus 125, now minus 110. Total open 8, up to 8.5. 56% are leaning Cardinals, 65% shaded toward the over. Right now, St. Louis is plus 102 on the money line. Giants plus $1.60 on the run line. We have Dakota Hudson for the Cards, Drew Pomeranz for the Giants. Pomeranz is just 2-8 with a 6.25 ERA and a 1.72 WHIP. Hudson on the other side, 6-4 on the year, 3.40 ERA and a 1. Well, we're not going to worry about the WHIP. Dakota Hudson is 6-4 on the year with a 3.40 ERA. Now the Giants are dead last in the NL West. Just 39-47 on the year, 8 games under 500. They're also 19.5 games back in the division. San Fran is 29th in home scoring, which is second to last in that category there. They also rank dead last in Major League Baseball in hits. They've won just 18 out of 43 games at home. Now, the Cardinals, on the other side, are in 3rd place in the NL Central, which is very, very tight. That could change by the end of the weekend, because they are only 1.5 games behind the Cubbies, who is leading the division there. The Cardinals are 8th in runs allowed, 6th in hits allowed. And when it comes to the total, the Cards are 10-6 to the under when Hudson makes the start. Giants are 10-5 to the under when Pomeranz makes the start themselves. So with all that in mind, I'm going to lean toward the road dog in this one. Give me the Cardinals plus 102 and the under 8.5 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and get into some shout-outs brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage. Got to give a shout-out to the CQP Underboss, Ryan Nelson, Mike Wilkerson, Vinny Smooth, Proline Master. Shout out to Bo Dunn, Blown Stallone, Will Smith, and Steve Lewis. I also got to give a shout out to Adam Mazza, who said, "I effing love you, Brock. $800 bag secured. Congratulations, Adam. Enjoy the win." Now, I did do a live stream yesterday with the Coney Island hot dog eating contest, and a lot of people were upset because when they saw the thumbnail and the title, they thought I was actually going to be streaming the actual contest illegally. And of course, when I saw 300 people waiting in the stream before I even went live, I kind of had a feeling that they were being duped. So anyway, a lot of upset people. Right now we have 56 likes and 237 dislikes on that video. We are at 17,000 views for that hot dog video. We had a gentleman named Soundtrack who said, "What the F?" Nat B. Funky said, "Hey Brock, next year in 2020, please enter the Nathan's hot dog eating contest because your dislikes prove that your production really sucks." And of course, my response was, "Yeah, so does my subscriber count." We also had U-Haul who said, "Show us the screen." And then finally, Dave Snowboarder said, "Hey, good job. My little brother was in it, but I couldn't see it on ESPN." And his little brother was George Chigger, who had a very, very good performance. So very cool yesterday doing the live stream on the hot dog eating contest. A lot of views on that one and a lot of dislikes. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out on patreon.com/BrockPage. That is my website. I said before, we went 3-1 in our picks on July 4th. We did absolutely outstanding. 3 money-making picks. We have plenty of different tiers and packages on that site, and they begin at just $1.99 per month. Link for that site is in the description section below. Once again, that's patreon.com/BrockPage. We also had a tremendous day right here on YouTube, going 13-9-1 in our free leans right here on YouTube. So I really hope you enjoyed all this free content, all this free information. And as always, don't forget to check me out on patreon.com/BrockPage.